Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Today I want to do a video in the Providence journal, and this will probably be the last or next to the last video of this book because the new journal is about to be released. And it's the fall journal. You don't want to miss out. Run get it at Cheaply Chic. And that's this Friday. You've got to be like on the ball if you want to get one. I'm trying to think what time it is. I think it's 11 here or 12 here, Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it. Go back and look at her last video, and she will tell you in the last video regarding the new release. All right, so I'm going to kind of flip through here as we go. I want to show you where we're at so far. I may not get the whole book done. That just means I have more journaling space. You know, I usually try to knock the whole thing out, but with Christmas going on, it's kind of hard. I'm going to add some decoupage in a few places. And this is just a simple writing area. It's not neat. I just scribbled around it just to give me some lines. And here's a tag here. Heart says friends. And then here's this tag with the buttons, and those buttons are staying on, believe it or not. And this is the last page we did where we collaged music sheets that are old, and then we used some old tally sheets, pockets, 4 claim checks, and a group of doilies, and then some flowers. So, and the 2 glassine bags and some lace. And I think that turned out great. Exactly what I had in mind for that one. Here's the other side of that placemat. Another doodle area. So we're going to go on over here. Let's just start over here. This is a good place to start. We are going to decoupage today. And so we have this little folded mason jar here for journaling. Now I'm gonna put some paper behind each side so I don't get it too messy on the next pages. Right? I'm gonna move this out of there for now, and we're just gonna start having some fun here. I'll put my glue away and take the lid off. I've got it pretty much off. I've been waiting to do this video. Anyway, so I've had so many different things interrupt me today. So these won't take all that long because I know I also have some other plans when they dry. But I'm going to go ahead and just start putting it down on the paper itself. You want to separate your napkin until it's down to 1 ply. Some have 2 ply, some have 3, some can even have 4. So you just use Scotch tape and it will help you take care of it. So, I'm going to put my Mod Podge all the way down in that section. So we're going to use this pretty rose floral that I had in my stash. I want to make sure it can go right there, and it can. Now, I want to be gentle because I know most of you have seen me decoupage before, and most of you may know how to decoupage, but we've got friends out there that don't. So this is why when I decoupage, I show it. So everybody has a fair shake. Okay, so gently start in the middle is what I try to do, and then work myself around as far as putting a coat over the napkin. I'm not real picky about how it turns out. If it gets a little tear in it, it usually doesn't bother me that bad. I just work with it. Nobody's going to notice it anyway. You know how that is, right? I'm really wanting it to just kind of blend in with the page, but I am going to go ahead and decoupage the top portion too, because, ooh, don't stick over there, please. Because I want the texture to be the same, okay? And after I get that down on here, that is as simple as it gets right there. And it's super easy. Don't have to put a over the top amount on here. Just gonna, and you can go any direction you want. It will not make a difference. All right, so that one is done. Done, done, done. Now this one is a little wider, and that's because it will fold. Okay, it will fold out. I'm going to leave this under here for a few minutes, just so when it's drying it doesn't have a problem with sticking. Got a little paintbrush, little paintbrush hair, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, now this time I have to hold this up so that these don't all stick together. Yeah, this is not the easiest place to, you know, to decoupage underneath a bag and all of that, but we're going to make it work. Now get down and stop sticking to the bag. I don't know how. We'll probably have to dry it a little bit so we can move on to the other pages, because honestly, I have several pages that I want to do. So here we go. Here's some more roses and rosebuds. I love the rosebuds. So I'm just gonna stick that under there as much as I can. Then lay it down along the bottom so that and I won't trim anything off until it dries off the edges anyway. Because, you know, we want it to look nice, right? Okay, so here we go. We're going to put a coat over the rose and start attaching it down. Okay, now we're going to do it down here. Now, as soon as this gets dried, we're going to move on to the other side of where the bag is, because I'm going to do something similar on that page. Now, I want this to go right there. I should have brought up several pieces of scrap paper to use. I usually just go straight up, and then there's not a problem if we do that. Okay, now you want to make sure that this is not going to live on top of that piece of paper. In other words, I'm going to put a dry one under here because it is pretty wet. Let's see if that will work. Okay, now we're going to dry. I'm going to move some of this over so I don't accidentally knock the Mod Podge over. I've got Christmas stuff over here. I've got, you name it, I've got it in my way. And of course, I've got water that is very easy to knock over, right? And could electrocute me with all this going on. Yeah, let's do this side and let that one self-dry for a minute. So, if I want to tell you, if you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you as part of my channel. And come January, I'm going to have 2 channels. And yes, it will be work. This channel will be a journal and crafty channel. And maybe some mixed media. It's just going to be a little bit of everything, but you will see at least probably once a month a new journal. I will still have both my design teams and still have fun doing my traveler's notebooks. I love it. I couldn't stop if I wanted to. And I don't want to. That's why I'm not. So I'm going to get these 2 pages down, and these are going to be stunning, I think, in this book. I'm going to use one that we have used before, but I love it. And Lynette had put it in a kit once, but I had actually already had that particular napkin. And man, if I see one I like, I get it. And I've got one big box just stuffed full of napkins. You heard me. Yes, stuffed full. So this is, take just a minute. I'm sorry. This one is taking its sweet time drying. You know that when it's kind of floppy, see, that's getting better already. I don't want anything sticking to it, anything. And so you really have to get it dry. If you don't, you will have this sort of thing happen. See right there? I'm going to have to put something in between. And I'm thinking, what can I put in between? You know, what is there that I can put there? I really need like plastic of some sort. Okay, now let me see what I can come up with. Okay, so here is a Ziploc bag. That would keep it from attaching to the Ziploc bag. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this back in here so I don't lose it. Right? And then I'm going to put this Ziploc bag, the things we do for our crafts, right? Right here. And nothing can stick together as far as that part goes. And then, let's see. What do I want to do as far as the rest of it goes? Well, I have all these papers that I have been using with my Christmas books to keep things from, you know, sticking. But I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to move this over here and do like this. Now, these are not, you know, they feel dry, but I can still feel some moisture deep in the paper. So I'm going to dry this one just a little bit more. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you, and I welcome you to both my channels. The other channel will not actually go up until after New Year's, but I'm going to try to start videoing some of them. So we'll see. We may have some Christmas ones at the start in January. Okay, we're just going to trust. We're going to trust ourselves that this is going to be okay, right? Okay, so now we're going to flip over here. Nope, we're going to go the other direction. Find the rest of the bag. Where are you, bag? Let's see. Right here. Right here in front of us. Okay, so we're going to do this side first. Okay, and then we're going to do this side over here second. So, let's get busy. Let's just prop this right here. I don't know where that came from, but we're just going to prop it right there. That way we can kind of keep it out of the way on this side. Now, we're doing the same thing with the same napkins, but I will tell you, these napkins are already attaching to each other a little bit because I guess I got some in the spine. Was me. It's not easy not getting it in the spine, I'll just tell you. But if I were selling it, I'd be more concerned about it. Since it's for me, I'm not concerned about it. And I'm glad I kind of laid those where I wanted them. It could have been a disaster. Okay. Now, these are right where I wanted them, so that worked out. Now, I'm going to get them down. And see, once you do this, you can get really fast at it. You know, it's just a process. I remember many years ago when I decoupage, I didn't want to make the mess, so I just wouldn't do it. You know, and I was real bad because I was OCD. Are you shocked to know that? I don't think I was severe. My family tells me I was. But, yeah. OCD is a lovely thing, isn't it? I definitely am not now, but maybe a little bit with my crafts. Because I do like everything perfect. Now, perfect is not what you normally hear of in the journal business, especially when it's called junk journal, right? Okay, so we're almost done with this part. Where is my paper? Thought I had another paper. Let me grab one. I have plenty down here, I'll put it that way. These are some that I did where I didn't quite get, the ink wasn't working right or something on some of my digitals, so. So, let me go like this. Get this nice and done. So let's dry this one. I'm not going to stream at you through this portion. Yeah, it's going to not lay perfect right here because it got wet in the spine, and that's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. I just lost part of my flowers. Oh well, I guess we'll figure it out later, right? I'm sorry, I was bending and stooping and looking everywhere except where I need to be. So I'm going to let this dry the rest of the way while we work on the other part, right? Okay, so here we go. Now, because of that, I'm going to have to, I'm going to go like this so we don't get too crazy. Okay, now this is going to go down the same way. We're doing both of these sides the same. And they're going to be like writing spaces that I am planning on using. Let's move this down a little bit. Okay. And now I'm going to just, it's kind of stuck down in the spine like the other one. And that's fine. We'll just do like this. Now part of it will have to get cut off. I don't like to do that, but that's just how it is in decoupaging, right? See, like I have a little bit right there that needs to be messed with. So now I'm going to work on smoothing out the rows. Let's kind of lift this and move it over for up on this side. Little bit more, and then we'll dry this and move on to the next page. I'm doing something different this time too. Now, I don't know if we're going to have time to do all of these. I need to look at the time. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so we have gone 24 minutes. We're doing great. We'll probably get them all done. I love anything with roses and rosebuds. I just love the look of the rosebuds. I just think they're so pretty. Okay, let's see if we can get on the back of this a little bit. Since, you know, since we need to. I'm hoping what I have planned for my pages will end up working. I plan on adding some lines to journal on, so hopefully that will work without any problem. Okay, so now we're going to put this little mason jar back in, but I need to trim a little bit of this one right here off, trim it off, and then it will be done. Oh, a little bit on the bottom too. I didn't check the last one. I think it was already pretty clean. All right, now once again, we have to put something in here to keep all of this from sticking together. We've had that happen. Remember the lemonade I had that happen on? We don't want that to happen again, right? So let's see if this will work. I'm worried about this little bit on the edge here though. Let's do this. Let me see if this is dried. And it is, but I don't need it all. Just need a little portion. And I don't even know if that's going to work. We'll see. Little bit of napkin stuck on there. So we'll just do like that. And we'll see how it turns out. All right, so moving along, because we don't have forever, right? We're going to go over to this end of the book, which is the back. Now, I'm going to do something a little different, but I got to get some more paper. I should have had this all out and had it all prepared, but that's life, I guess, right? Okay, so this one is going to be on the opposite side of the book, so that ought to be interesting. So I'm using tissue on this part of the book. Now, I'm going to move that stuff aside. Plus, I'm going to put tissue inside here, but not here. And I might go ahead and do this one first. Let me see. We probably do still need something over here underneath. Because we don't, we'll have to do it up and down because I just don't have enough room. Yizers. Okay, here we go. Now, this is tissue that just has writing and postal stamps on it. And we're going to do the whole page on here because I just think that would be fun. Okay. And we're going to do it all the way up. Now, I will tell you this. I need to put some more paper right there. Or, let's do this. Let's move it up for now. Just until we get that coat on there. Okay, and then we'll be ready to stick it down. Okay, here we go. And yes, you're seeing the paper go all wobbly. Okay, so we have it in the upright position. I just want to make sure everything... Oh, it doesn't matter because part of it's upside down, part of it's not. So that's good to know, right? Just do what we got to do here. Oops. Getting it down in the right spot is the trick. There, we'll have to end up cutting some of it off probably. But that's all right. So, I'm going to spread it out all the way down. Now, it looks like, let me come back down here. Looks like we need to go ahead and put the next coat on it. Here we go. I'm going to start from the middle and work my way out. That way you can get it spread out better, and it might not wrinkle on you, because it can wrinkle on you. So we've got the bottom half done. Let's go up here. Trying to get it to cooperate. And it's doing pretty good. Okay, now we've got this up here. We need to move that up because we got to get that down well too. Okay, so now what I want to do is go ahead and put this bigger one under here, and I'm going to decoupage on here. You're probably thinking, why? Well, because it all is together, and this is going to be real tricky until it dries. You just have to keep all this stuff in here and have faith that nothing totally tears up your book. But that's part of the fun. You know, you never know what something's going to end up looking like until you take the jump and try it, right? And I've told people things I've taught to people, it's just paper. It's just paper. And so, you can live without the paper, because there's so much more where that comes from, right? Okay. All right, so we've got this. I'm gonna use my heat gun. As soon as I separate it, which it's tearing a little bit. Dang it. Oh well, we'll make it work. I'm gonna try to get it to stick right there until we dry it. Okay. Here we go. This would take a few minutes. Sorry. If you get too close to decoupage when it's wet, it will bubble up, just so you know. And you don't want that because, it's not the prettiest in the world when that happens. I'm going to dry behind, because you know the moisture comes all the way through when you decoupage. All right, we'll let that dry now while we work on this side. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring this paper over here to protect this side and get it down in the valley. Now, where did my tissue go? There it is, there it is, there it is. Okay, let's do it again. Now, we have to, you know, do it pretty quick so it doesn't dry. I kind of went slower than I should have last time. And hopefully it will stay on without any problem. This is, I used to do a lot of mixed media. And since I've been doing my journals, I haven't had time to do that either. I mean, I just don't have time to do anything outside of making journals and videos for you guys, which I love, but I like to have some time to just do some crafting. And that's how this whole thing came up. It just, by the time you edit and upload, and I don't edit much because it's very hard and time consuming. And I don't understand it that well. My husband will, if I have to edit, he will do it for me. Thank goodness for him helping me. He helps me a lot. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down here where it can go into the crack of the page. And then I'm just going to swoop it over. So, now I'm going to kind of pull that up a little bit and flip it around so we can get some dry stuff going here. Now we've got bubbles, but you know, we solved the bubbles pretty much last time, right? So let's do it again. And we're going to start in the middle and work down and around and up. Whoopsie. Got to wipe my fingers off. They're getting kind of messy when you start touching everything and it sticks to it, right? Okay, so get the puddles off. Let's go ahead and finish it down here. Kind of swooping those wrinkles out the best I can. Yeah, this is going to be interesting how to keep this one dry. Okay, so we are going to have to lift it up again. Try not to tear it and put a dry one behind it. Okay, now. I don't want to get my finger stuck in there because it will not be pretty. When that happens, let's turn on the heat gun and get it going again. Get down in that spine first. Try to get that dry. We're going going to decorate over this one if we have time after we do all the decoupaging. If we don't, I'll surprise you during the flip through. I'm not kidding you guys. My husband goes to Menards every single day. And so, he cracks me up. He has, you wonder why he has to go every day when he's just been there the day before. It's because he comes up with something he needs. He's still putting together his little man cave, which is really a garage in the back of the house. And it does lead into the house, into our lower level, which someday will be an Airbnb. Someday, we got to get my kitchen remodeled. We've found someone to get the deck going, so got to get that done first. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, this one feels dry. Let's get on the back of this one too, so we know that it's good and dry. And I need to trim some of the papers. Okay, now let me trim the parts off I need to trim off, which is right here. Okay, so that one is all ready to go. Now, let's go and trim off anything here that we need to trim off. And we just have a little bit of a hangover up here, too. Okay. And I think, oh, that is going to be so pretty when we get it all decorated. And it looks a different color because this is on tea stain paper. And this is just on white. And we'll do something with that. I don't know what yet. But we've got to put something in here to protect our paper. So I'm going to get a clean one of these kind of ugly papers. Well, they're not ugly. They're not my favorite. Okay. So we're going to do like this. And just leave that out because otherwise, let's go over here and check on these. And that's still covered up. Let's make sure we're not sticking. We're not. And by this evening sometime, I can take all of those out. They'll all be fine. Oh, great. There's always one in the group, right? Let's get that out of there. Try this. This is there. I think we'll just do another little piece in here. We'll just do it like that. And hope for the best. Okay, so this one's right here. The last one, let me make sure we have time to do it together. It's going to be not on that page. It's going to be on this page, and I think we do. And this is the one I told you that we've done in a book before. But I had it in my stash, had some leftover from last time. Plus, I've bought some since then, or already had it or something. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, here we go. We're going to go through one more process. And then we'll be done. But I thought this one would look good up against this kind of a maroonish, pinkish, mauvish. I don't know what it is. I see a lot of colors in it, so I'm not sure. But, yeah. But I love this particular napkin, and anytime I can use it, I do. So, I'll try, because the book is pretty full. This paper is not wanting to stay in where it's been told to stay. No, that sounds weird, but I don't know about you, but I talk to just about anything I need to talk to get the job done. I'm used to talking when I do videos, and so sometimes I catch myself talking other times. So, yeah, let's get this on here. This one will be easy. It's one piece, and we're just going to go like this and put it right there. And as far as the top goes, I'm not really concerned about that so much. I kind of would like to put some just tissue there so that it doesn't look different. Do you know what I mean? Since it is, yeah, just like that. Let's see if I can get that to stay down. I may have to redo it, but I don't want it to interfere with what I've already put down. You know what I mean? Like that little part right there. Now, let's adhere it down. And I'm going to put this right here because we're going to have stuff going everywhere probably. And I don't want it to be a problem. Now you can put this image upside down. If you don't want it to look like the direction I'm doing, you could do it the other way. Because I looked at it and thought, okay, how do I want to do this? Well, I like the way it's laying now, which I really think is maybe the actual way it's supposed to lay. But you never know. Now, on some napkins, you can't be as fast as me because it will tear them right in half if you do. So I'm going to go under there and get some right in there so it doesn't start coming up out of there. And I will tell you, this little guy, it's got to have some drying time. Okay, let's put that on there. I like the way it looks better with a little bit of the white paper here from the napkin. And I don't think it's the same napkin because it is still slightly different. But, yeah. So my new rug came today, and my first batch of Stampin' Up! Products came today. My starter kit. So, yeah, I've got things to keep me busy this afternoon. All right, that is kind of wavy, and I think it's because it's a different texture. So, I think we have actually finished our book. Now, we can dry this real quick, and I'll talk to you. Okay, so, like I said, this is going to be, I'm going to move that right there so I can, looks like I have a little spot right there that doesn't have Mod Podge. And I just put my brush in the water, but I can get it out. It's not a biggie. Okay. But I don't want to overload it because, you know, I didn't want to put a whole lot down here because of the spine and all, but I want it to stay, so there we go. All right, let's try this again. Trying to lift this paper up just a little bit because it's really attaching. Yeah, I got to get that up. It's attaching to the back of this, and I don't know why it's doing that. I usually don't have that much trouble, but you know, sometimes you do what you got to do here. Okay. It tore a little bit, but I can fix it. I can fix it. I don't want it attaching, that's for sure. I need to do something pretty right here. I might see what I can come up with because, you know, I'm not going to do many more pages. And I like to decoupage because I don't like my journals to look empty. You know, I like them to be decorated. And that's why a lot of times I do the whole thing. I know not everybody does that, but yeah, that's my thing. I like small areas to journal in. And tags and stuff like that. Everybody's style is a little different. When this dries, I'm going to round the corners, and that's how I can fix it. Excuse me. Okay, so now I want to trim this up the best I can. Now, as you can see, yeah, it's kind of a mess right there. Excuse me, got the hiccup all of a sudden. I've been drinking too much Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay. Now this corner, when it dries, I will fix that. So we don't have to worry about that right now. But I'm going to turn this over because I am going to have to fix this. I will think on how to do that. Probably by covering it with some paper or something, you know, that looks nice with the rest of it. So yeah, there we go. All right, guys. I thank you for watching my decoupage one more time. I know I do it every time. And, you know, normally I'll only do it when she puts something in the kit. Unless I see that there's something beautiful I can do. So you guys have a wonderful day. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And welcome to any new subscribers. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye now.